Hi there, my name's Ted from Boston, Mass. And I'm very happy to be making this video for my friend Rob. Quite frankly, Rob actually saved my life. So prior to meeting Rob Wergin, I was a very healthy, active, vibrant 61-year-old, super flexible. I had been a yogi, practicing yoga for 10 years. Lots of energy, lots of activity. And in the spring of 2015, I noticed I was getting stiff joints, achy stiff joints. My energy I was losing energy. I was sleeping more. I started to lose weight. And what happened was there was a tremendous progression. Every week it was getting worse. And so we started going to see specialists. I saw 5 different specialists over a period of months, and the progression was continuing. It got so restrictive that I could barely walk up and down the stairs. My wife Nancy was actually helping me get dressed and undressed. I couldn't bend down and tie my own shoes. A lot of the normal movement functions were just not happening. I felt like I was this 85, 90-year-old man that was literally weeks from being in a walker. And so in the fall, it was October of 2015, it got so bad after seeing all these specialists, no conclusion, no conclusive anything that they could treat. They found nothing actually. And, very slightly elevated inflammatory markers, but nothing to treat. So it got so bad, I found myself in the emergency ward at the hospital in the emergency room one day. They couldn't find anything either. They just wanted to give me morphine, which that was no solution for anything. And I heard that this gentleman, Rob Wergin, was coming to Boston, and I, didn't know anything about him. But at that point, I had tried everything. I had lost 20 pounds. I was barely moving on my own. I could barely go to work. There were many days I didn't go to work. So I was desperate for anything that might actually make a difference. And so we went to see Rob Wergin on a Saturday evening at a church in Weston. And there was a large group of people there. And I was in the audience, and when Rob said, "Is there anyone in the audience with pain?" I rose my hand, and he said, "Come on up to the front." And when I walked to the front of the room, I remember like it was yesterday, he looked at me and he said, "Are you ready to be done with your pain?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." And he looked at me seriously and he said, "No, are you ready? Are you really ready to be done with your pain?" And of course I was desperate. And I got the seriousness of what he was saying. I said, "Yes, I'm ready." He said, "Okay, sit down in this chair." And I sat in the front of the room. He laid his hands on my shoulder. And all I can tell you was the process seemed like a long time, but it was probably somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. And we went from kind of breathing in unison to a very deep, I want to say a guttural release of energy, that I could feel this energy just being released powerfully from my body. I was sweating, and the energy, I couldn't tell if and when it was going to stop, and I didn't know where it was coming from, but boy, it was powerfully leaving my body. And then all of a sudden, I started laughing, and my body just kind of relaxed and went limp, and I went uncontrollable laughter for a while. And at one point, the laughing maybe slowed down, and Rob said, "Okay, get up slowly out of the chair." And I did. And he said, "How's the pain?" And I dropped to a deep knee bend, which I obviously had not been able to do since this whole thing started. And I said, "The pain is gone." And I knew it was going to be gone just because of the lightness that my body felt. And sure enough, the pain was gone. the flexibility was back, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't, the rest of the night, I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. And the lightness that I experienced in my body was like the complete opposite of what I had been living with for months and months. So the hopelessness, the helplessness disappeared in those moments. And here we are, almost a year and a half later, probably a year and a half later, and I am completely back to my full, activities, vibrant, active life, flexibility, no pain, no joint pain. I feel better than, I feel better than ever. And boy, I owe it all to Rob. He's, I'm going to call him a miracle worker. For me, it was a miracle what happened to me in my life. And it was the biggest physical transformation I've ever experienced in my life. So, Rob, bless you. Thank you for changing my life forever. And I will forever be grateful. Thanks for your time.